Hello YouTube. This is going to be a wrestling video in regards to Lucha Underground. So if you're not a fan of wrestling or you think grown-ass men watching other men in tights is weird and them clotheslining each other and drop kicking each other in the face is just odd and stupid, well, you could just click off the video and this video is probably not for you. Give it a thumbs down if you want. Who gives a shit? Um, but anyways, I feel like I'm channeling my inner amendum. But anyway, I just got through saying the season 2, episode 2 of Lucha Underground, which is it aired today. They air on Wednesday. It is weird that a wrestling show is built that way, like with seasons and episodes. It is kind of weird, but at the same time, I mean, you got to start somewhere. I mean, you got to build the brand. You got to build the brand from the ground up somehow. So hopefully in the future, it does expand. Hopefully to a bigger network as opposed to El Rey Network. I mean, El Rey Network tries, and that's cool. But I mean, in all reality, it would just be nice if a bigger promotion were to put Lucha Underground on cable television, because I don't even think people outside of the United States have El Rey Network. So it kind of sucks, but we'll see. I mean, they're growing. They're still like in their infancy of becoming a brand. But anyways, the first match was there was a total of 3 matches. The first match was Johnny Mundo versus Starkill? No. Starkill. Killshot. There you go. I'm thinking about fucking exploding stars. Yeah, the first match was Johnny Mundo versus Killshot. I felt like they're booking Johnny Mundo, who's John Morrison from WWE. It was like they booked him as the face, but the crowd just wasn't having it, and they were like booing him the whole time. They were chanting Johnny Zero. It's just, I think he's better off as a heel, honestly. In Lucha Underground, to book former like WWE talent and former TNA talent, I think it just hurts the product as a whole, really, when it comes to Lucha Underground. Because I mean, people aren't stupid, and you can call them whatever the fuck you want. You can be like Johnny Mundo Maravilloso Jr., but people are gonna be like, no, that's fucking John Morrison from WWE, and everyone knows it. And I feel that kind of taints the product. So, but I mean, that's just my opinion. Johnny Mundo ends up winning the match. The crowd's booing, and then he tells Mil Muertes, I'm coming after the belt. And then this other wrestler from season 1 comes out. His name's Cage. He comes out and he's talking shit to Johnny Mundo, and they're like, well, what's up, bitch? What's up, motherfucker? And then they start going at it. So that leaves that kind of in the air as like they're gonna have a separate feud, Johnny Mundo versus Cage. The match was good. It's just the match was good in itself, but the crowd just wasn't. The story they were trying to tell, the crowd was like, nah, fuck that. Johnny Mundo's a heel. This is Lucha Underground. Killshot's wearing a fucking mask, and the crowd, Lucha Underground crowd, just gets all wet with that shit. So it would be cool if they try to book Johnny Mundo as a heel in the future, because the crowd's not gonna take to it. They're not gonna want him as a face. But anyway, so that was the first of the 3 matches. The second match was the Mack versus PJ Black. The match was good. It had a good pace, but then like this Vampiro made this weird comment. It was just like after that, like the whole commentary was just really weird, and you can hear them giggling the whole time, and you could tell that Matt Striker like was trying so bad not to laugh, like with every line he was saying afterwards. But the Mac is he's a brother of color, you know what I'm saying? And PJ Black, who is Justin Gabriel, again, my rant about former WWE, never really made it, former TNA, never really made it, talent. I think it taints Lucha Underground, but yeah, it was the Mac versus PJ Black, aka Justin Gabriel. The match was good, but it just got really weird because Matt Striker would be like, Black back to his feet, Black gets clotheslined, Black for the cover, and being that the Mac, is a brother of color, Vampiro says something to the effect of like, I've known you long enough to know that I know what you're thinking every time you say that word, and I know you enough to see it in your eyes, and you kind of, like, I know you enough to know what you really want to say, and Matt Striker was just like, what? And so after that, Matt Striker starts, calling PJ Black, like, Black, going for the cover, or Black kicks out, he would just be like, PJ, or he would just say PJ Black, but it was just really awkward. I don't know why Vampiro said that. I thought it took me out of the match because it was just kind of funny. I mean, it was just funny, I can't help it. And then PJ Black hits like his finisher. It's like a backdrop into like a spinning, falls on his ass, sit down powerbomb kind of thing. And Matt Striker's like, the Black to the future, 1, 2, oh, kick out or whatever. And Vampiro's like, I told you to stick with Darewolf. I told you to stick with Darewolf. So that just made the match kind of weird. The Mac went over and he won, as he should, being that he's, he was a season 1 and all that stuff. So yeah, they have Justin Gabriel in Lucha Underground. Nothing against Johnny Mundo or John Morrison, but he's in Lucha Underground. So the first 2 matches were like, I wasn't like as pumped up and like, yeah, like I was for the first episode. But the wrestling was good. It was good quality. It was a decent match. And like I said, I just feel former TNA and WWE talent, it just hurts Lucha Underground. Being on El Rey Network, I feel the feature is more promising and has more depth, etc. if you surround it with new stars and new luchadores who people haven't really seen or heard before. As opposed to, washed up hacks that it's like, oh, I remember that faggot from TNA, he sucked ass, or yeah, that fucking douchebag from WWE. And so yeah. And the last match was a Prince Puma and Pentagon Jr. or Pentagon. It was Prince Puma and Pentagon Jr. versus the Disciples of Death on a 2 versus 3 handicap match, and that match was kind of weird. It starts off like as a tornado tag, and then it eventually becomes like a normal tag team match, 2-on-3. But the whole story they were telling wasn't so much the match, it was more of the conflict between Prince Puma and Pentagon Jr. and kind of like a battle of ego, as opposed to like, I want to take these 3 motherfuckers out. No, I want to take these guys on, bitch. No, I'm me, motherfucker. I'm Prince Puma. Bitch, I'm fucking Pentagon Jr., motherfucker. And so they had like this conflict throughout the whole match. And that was kind of more the story that was being told, or that they were trying to tell. And obviously, I mean, it was obvious that that's what the point of the match was, not so much the match itself. So eventually they win. Prince Puma hits like a 450 or a 720 splash. But before he gets off the ground and does that 450 splash, Pentagon Jr. like kind of pats him, tags himself in. So he hits the splash. Pentagon Jr. gets the cover, and they're both like, "What the fuck, man? That was my win." Blah blah blah. And so yeah, it ended in that sense. They just kind of beating each other up, and they're like, "I'll see you next week, bitch," kind of vibe. So I guess they're going with like a Prince Puma, Pentagon Jr. kind of ego, who has the bigger dick match. So that might be next week. I'm not too sure. One thing that I didn't like, and I really hope it's just like a wrestling angle, it's not like real. It's real to me, damn it. But I really hope Mil Muertes, who's like the main champion, he had a sling on his arm. And I really hope that's just like a character thing, that's not real, or I just really hope his arm isn't actually fucked up. But if his hand isn't fucked up and it's all just an angle, it still looks fucking retarded and fucking stupid to have your fucking, heavyweight champion, of the company You know, they booked him like fucking Brainiac meets fucking Red Hulk and shit. You know, this Colossus fucking beast of a man. And just to have him like with the sling, and he's like, "Ow, my arm hurts." Like that's just really fucking retarded. Um, Especially the way they've been booking season 2 in the sense that throughout the whole episodes, well, the past 2 episodes, Mil Muertes is just standing like, or he's sitting. He's sitting like on a throne, like all badass, like all Shao Kahn style. He's just sitting on a throne watching what's going on in the ring the whole time. So he's like a king on his throne, you know, with the belt, and he's staring at the ring, like you know, he's in the audience, kind of isolated from the audience, but you know, while the wrestlers are doing their thing, they usually do like a wide shot, and you can see Mil Muertes in the background, just like sitting down on the throne with his belt. So the fact that they're like telling that kind of story, that's really awesome. That's really cool. It's something different. That's unique. You know, when they're wrestling in the temple, that's what they call it that. They don't really call it, you know, the squared circle or the octagon or whatever the fuck. They usually just always call it the temple. Um, so yeah, I really hope Mil Muertes isn't injured, and it's all just like storyline stuff. Yeah, even if it is storyline stuff, like I said, it just looks really fucking retarded. Uh, that's the last time I'm gonna say retarded, I promise. It just looks really stupid to have mil fucking muertes, like with the sling, like an arm sling, like this fucking mil muertes, you know, 1,000 deaths, and he's like has his arm in a sling. He's like, ow, just really fucking lame. Probably rambled on for, you know, way more than I wanted to, but that's my opinions for that. I liked episode 1 more than I did 2, but yeah, those are my thoughts. Oh, and after the show, they always have like a little promo after the credits, like a little 30-second promo. There's this, you know, this guy in a mask. He's sitting down, and you can hear like a narrator in the background talking, and he's like telling him the story. And it kind of sounded like Rey Mysterio at first. I was like, that sounds like Rey Mysterio, like narrating this little story. And he's saying like, you know, Dragon Azteca was my mentor too. He taught me everything I know. That was gonna be my path, my destiny. But unfortunately, you know, that wasn't the path I chose, and my path led to a different path, and you know, I became someone else under a new type of, you know, someone's new apprentice type of thing. And so he's like, yeah, you know, like Dragon Azteca trained me, yada yada yada. But you're gonna be, you know, you're the chosen one. You're Dragon Azteca. Um, so like, you know, you're gonna carry that burden, and you're ready. I know you're ready. I hope you're ready. And then once he's done giving this little monologue, the camera pans over, and you see none other than Rey Mysterio Jr. So that's kind of cool. I don't expect Rey to be wrestling, to be honest, but just him floating around like Lucha Underground, I think that's a good thing. And if you're like, oh, well, you're being a hypocrite, I thought you said you didn't want to see, you know, former WWE, former TNA talent on Lucha Underground. Rey Mysterio Jr. is an exception to the rule because he started off in AAA wrestling, so it's like, it makes sense to have him come over and try to help boost up the product, you know. If you have fucking, I don't fucking know, if you have like, you know, you sign James Storm from TNA or some shit, and his name's, you know, James the Hurricane Storm. I mean, it's just fucking retarded. It doesn't fit in with the Lucha Underground aesthetics and the themes. But to have a guy like Rey Mysterio around the product, that can only be a positive. So we'll see where it goes next Wednesday. I feel like I've said far too much, and that's about all. Peace.